Hey guys, morning. Jason with the Patriot Podcast. Another morning Joe with the Bronco. So today is Monday, the 25th of November. I want to talk a little bit about cryptos. Again, this is not financial advice. Don't listen to a crazy guy like me. What the hell do I know? So by any means, not financial advice, but certainly something that's been playing out in my own portfolio. So wanted to let you know some stuff that's been going on here. So I did this show about Wednesday the 13th, and I'll go over some of these numbers and changes with some cryptos that have had quite an increase over the last almost 2 weeks, and it's quite amazing. So Bitcoin was up 25% in that week. It's now up 45%. So that's a pretty significant jump in that 2 week span. Ethereum was 24%. Now it's up 40%. Now these are all numbers. These percentages are up since the election. So they've still continued to grow some. Shiba Inu kind of stayed a little flat, 43% when I did the show, and then now it's up 49%. So a little 6% jump, nothing too big. Dogecoin had doubled, so it was up 117% when I did the show. Now it's up 210%, so it's doubled since that show. XRP, XLM, those X coins, ISO 20020 compliant coins are starting to run. Now there's a whole movement on XRP being the new financial system, and certainly interesting to say the least. XRP was up 35% last time I did this on the 13th. Now it's up 190%. So it has gone up quite radically. XLM, the big mover, was up 37%. Now it's up 445%. That's one that I own, and that has been quite fun to watch. Last week, every day I'd be up $100 every hour. I don't own much because I'm not rich, but it was certainly fun, to say the least, to see these type of gains. Every day it's up. I'm up $1,000 every day. It's quite. Cryptos are kind of volatile like that. They're explosive, to say the least. And these aren't even, these runs that they're happening, they're not even what people are saying. This is just the start. XDC, another X coin, another ISO compliant coin, was up 12%. Now it's up 86%. So little gains on that one. Luna's a little fun one. That's kind of one of those fraction of a penny coins. That was up 12%. Now it's up 31%. Those are the only ones I was really keeping track of. I only own a few of those that I just listed. I just bought in. I cashed out a little bit of my Dogecoin last night and converted it into H-bar. Don't even know it. Hedera, it's called. That's another. It's another coin that's apparently has ties to Elon's SpaceX, and it's a lot of people are all in on that one. So, and it's another ISO 20020 compliant coin. So that'll be nice to see. I figured, what the heck, cash in some profits on Doge. I'm up quite a lot, so I figured I would take some of those profits and roll it into some other coins. That can be very explosive too in this next run. So cryptos are pulling back over the last couple of days. They had a 7-day run where every hour it seemed to be up. So obviously you can't just keep going up. You gotta have some pullbacks. Those are healthy, and I've had a little pullback. It hasn't crashed, so that's a good sign. These are all stable, and of course Jim Cramer on Friday said everyone needs to go all in on Bitcoin. The curse of the Cramer. So I knew that cryptos were going to pull back this weekend when Cramer said that. So sure enough, Bitcoin went down about from $99,000 down to about 90. I think it went down to 94 was its lowest, maybe even 90. Bounced off of 90 real quick. the curse of the Kramer. So there's people that have made millions and millions of dollars on doing the exact opposite of what that guy says. So look it up. There's a whole cult following of people that are Kramer millionaires because they literally do the exact opposite of what that guy says. If he says jump, they sit. If he says go to the left, they go to the right. And they have a 90+% track record of winning. That guy sucks. So maybe it's all part of the people that control the markets. They use him to go out and tote the bullhorn, and then they do the opposite. Certainly what it seems what they did with crypto, because I guess $1 billion almost was cashed out this weekend in the crypto market. So actually it was like 500 billion, but $500 million was cashed out in the last 2 days. So because of maybe because of what Kramer said. So also something weird yesterday, Janet Yelton, excuse me, retired abruptly. A lady who said she was never going to leave and who's been in charge of the Treasury Secretary and pretty much in charge of the financial system long back to Obama days. She was very adamant about she's not going anywhere, and then all of a sudden she resigns. Just, I'm done, quitting today, effective immediately. So that's weird. So Trump's getting ready to launch his new coin. I think it's today, if I'm not mistaken. Sometime this week, I think it's today, the World Liberty Financial Coin he talked about a month and a half ago. He gave a press conference, so that'll be interesting. There's a lot of spin-up Trump coins that are fractions of a penny, and they're volatile. You know, it's like lighting your money on fire and throwing it. But hey, I've seen some of those coins go from 5 zeros and a 1 to a penny in a day, and then back down to 6 zeros and a 1, all in a 2-3 day period. So if you put $500 into it when it's 5 zeros and a 1, and it goes up to a penny, you probably just made $400,000 if you can cash it out in time. So again, not financial advice. We call them shit coins. So we don't call them shit coins for a reason. But man, if you could cash out, if you can get lucky and sell it, profits are profits. So I'm a big gold and silver fan. I still think you should have some of that. Physical, not derivatives. So derivatives are in the market. If you know what a derivative is, I can talk about that later in another show. But a derivative is a digital, basically they create a digital asset on a real. So in theory, they have 1 ounce of silver, and they'll create a derivative on that. So so the hedge funds and all the Wall Street people can trade on it. Now there's rumors of rehypothecation. Some say as high as 500 to 1. So if you and I own a derivative of silver, 498 other people own that same derivative, and we all think it's the same. It's literally the same coin. So one day that system will come to head, and the people stuck with the digital contracts will be left with paper, as the people that hold physical, actually holding physical in your hands. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. Remember that. So I'm a big coin. I love my shinies. I don't have any here for the show for some stupid reason, because I'd be stacking it in my hand right now, playing with it, because silver's the best. I love it. I love it. If you don't own any, get some. Less than, I think it's Rick Rule, famous billionaire, says less than 2% of the world owns 1 ounce of silver. 1 ounce. Most people are like, silver? Like the coins? Oh yeah, no, I buy. And they talk about look, silver is a store of wealth. It's not something you invest in. People are like, I don't invest in. It's not an investment. It's a store of wealth that is out of the system. We're about to enter some hyperinflation in the next couple of years that's gonna change the world, and people are gonna be decimated. People who've been saving for retirement for the last 30, 40 years, never prepared for the dollar being devalued at the rate it's about to be. You know, in 2021, people don't understand. In 2021, there was a statistic going around that out of all the money ever created, 40% of it had been created since 2020. 40% of all the money ever created was created in the last year and a half. That's insane. That number's probably way higher right now. I heard it's 60% of all the money ever created today has been created since 2020. Think about that. 60% of all the money ever created has been created since 2020. It took us almost 100 years to create $1 trillion. And we create $1 trillion every 100 days. It's absolutely insane. They are printing our money to oblivion, and the rich are going to get richer and the poor are going to get poorer. There will be no middle class when this is all done. It'll be the haves and the have-nots. So if you can get yourself some silver and protect yourself, or gold for that matter, I think silver's a lot more explosive. Silver's certainly going to be a lot cheaper right now. Based on 1980 highs, last commodity run, gold is, all the commodities are like 2, 3, 4, 500% higher. Silver is 50% lower. Ask yourself that. Why is silver lower than 1980? Based on shadow stats, John Williams writes this statistic based on inflation alone. Silver should be valued at $1,500 an ounce today, yet it's worth 30, it's down $1 right now as I record this. So it's $30.50 an ounce. What the hell? You know that there's 500 ounces of silver in one Tomahawk missile. That should tell you everything you need to know of why it's manipulated. The government needs their bombs, and all these technology things, this smartphone I'm recording this thing on, everything has silver in it. Everything. Allegedly, there's 5 ounces of silver in one Tesla car. There's 2 ounces of silver in one solar panel. Silver is needed in everything. So if these richies can keep the numbers manipulated, they can sell their products cheaper and make more money. That's why they manipulate the price. So buy it just because, hold it. You're not gonna get rich on it, so don't put all your money in it. But if you can use it as a savings account, it's gonna do better in holding it in physical silver than it is in the bank. I had some gold over the last few years, and I bought in at about $1,500 and cashed out recently for about $2,650. So I made $5,000 on $10,000 investment, 50% in 2.5 years. 50%. Would your bank account have paid 50%? We know the answer to that. So anyway, that's all I got today. So cryptos are having fun. Buy some gold and silver. Just wanted to say, hey, got my little coffee going on. It's a beautiful day here in Arizona. This is why we tough out these 100-degree summer days, is for mornings like this. So it's about 9:30 right now, my time, and it's a perfect 70 degrees. Perfect day to come out and drink my coffee, talk a little bit of shit about crypto, and give people financial advice when I'm just as broke as they are. One day, I won't be, and my advice will come true. We'll see. Patriot Podcast is out.